Hello viewers and welcome to Dungeon of the Endless. I'm your host PPChu and welcome to a new Let's Play series. So, Dungeon of the Endless here is a nifty roguelike title on Steam, and I'd say it's more so of a roguelike slash strategy game hybrid, which makes it very unique and very fun to play. It's made by Amplitude Studios, and if any of this sounds even remotely familiar, it's because Amplitude Studios publishes a whole bunch of these games under the Endless universe, is I suppose what they'd call it. And they did Endless Legends, which is a fantasy game. That's the one that I Let's Played a little bit a while ago. It's a Fantasy 4X game. And I also did Endless Space, which is again a Fantasy 4 or a Space 4X title. So anyhow, let's just begin Dungeon Endless here, and we're going to play on the easy difficulty. But anyhow, it's not actually easy. I mean, it's still a roguelike, and if you do mess up, it's still pretty easy to lose. You do have to pick out like two characters to just sort of go with. I'm gonna go with Max O'Kane and Sarah Numas. As you can see, you can unlock like quite a few guys, but I haven't really played enough to unlock these people, and they're always adding more. So, I mean, we'll just begin the game and we'll just see how this goes. And voila, the game begins like that. So, luckily, you managed to escape from that prison colony ship, which was under attack and in a riot. However, unfortunately, the only planet that you land on is this one that is apparently filled with just a humongous dungeon underneath. And even worse is that you don't land on the surface of the planet, you land deep underground in the midst of this dungeon. So, the game really begins on a low note like that, I suppose. And your band of two people here, which will increase in a little bit, are tasked with escaping and bringing your power core, which is this thing over here, up to the surface. So, I'm just going to open up the first few rooms here in a roguelike fashion. I mean, all of these rooms, or the layout of these rooms, are randomly generated, so that's one thing nice to know. And we've already found a few goodies, so I'll tell you guys a little bit about my general plan for this, or my play strategy here, because it's a roguelike. If you mess up, it's pretty easy to die here. So, anyhow, we have the game runs on 4 different resources. It runs on industry to build things, science to research new things to build, food to level up your guys and heal them inside the battle, and dust to power up these rooms, which makes them usable. If you might have noticed that on these rooms they have these like little sky blue I would say like slots / like markers on the floor where you can put down turrets and buildable things, which is just sort of playing into the strategy portion of the game here. So what we're going to do here is that we're going to build a few things right at the beginning of the game. We're going to build a food replicator so that we can increase food production. And the whole idea of the few early levels here is just to simply milk the rooms for food so that we can level up our guys really fast. Now, I've chosen us Max O'Kane, which is this, he's sort of like this ranger type of person. He has a decent amount of health for what he's worth. He does a fair amount of DPS, but he's not, say, particularly good on the defense, where he doesn't have a high defense rating. We have we have him, and we have Sarah Numas, and she is this she's this like bounty hunter person. She's a melee fighter. She does slightly more DPS than say Max, but she's really brittle. She has less HP hit points than a like ranged hero. But she's really fast at the same time, and that makes her useful because she can move really fast, sort of as an active response type of thing. And namely, when it comes time to move that core, she'll be really helpful. But for now, when she's low leveled, she'll typically just help out around the base by operating the modules. So because both of our guys are humans. You see here that they have a list of active skills, passive skills, and equipment. The one thing about them is that they all have this a passive skill called Operate. So they can operate these modules, which is, say, this food replicator that I've built. And how the game works is that when these people are operating these modules, they'll give slightly more. So, for example, right now, if I don't operate this thing, it'll give 5. When she operates it, it gives 7. Now, this game is like it's solely based around the idea of, say, exploration. Despite the fact that the game moves in, say, real time and it fights in real time, the only way that you gain resources, the only way that you do research, and research, we have an artifact here, so we can do some research, and I'll research prisoner prod level 2, and this is your basic turret inside the game. You'll see here that the research time is 3, but behind the 3 it's this door symbol, and it literally means that the way you do research and pretty much anything that involves like passive income, like say cooldowns, resources, research, it will all be through opening these doors, and it really just plays on that note. So I mean, with that said, all we're going to do here is that we're going to try to farm some food so that we can level up our guys, and in conjunction with that, I'm going to be building a few turrets on these like little, I would say like choke point hallways where it's just really rather narrow, or like junction areas such as this, so that what we can do here is that we can open up these doors, and when monsters either spawn inside the room or as a wave, we can just sort of pull back into these turrets, and these turrets will just sort of zap down the enemy. And over here I'm going to put down 2 more. And I just want the enemies to walk through these turrets to zap themselves to death. And yeah, pretty much just that. So again, leveling up these turrets. Our turret upgrade has been completed, so these turrets will do a little bit more damage. And we will just sort of walk backwards, let the turrets do some of the work. And the monsters do follow you to a fair degree, so we'll pull back as soon as we reach the end of our turret strip here. So yeah. And you may have noticed that our guys over there took a little bit of damage on that run, and you'll see here that like the health bars inside this game drain really fast, and that's why I put so much emphasis on the amount of health our heroes have. So, yeah, they do heal up after every battle, but still, nonetheless, during the battles, you do run out really fast. And of course, again, I'm going to explore. If you power up rooms, it prevents the monsters from spawning, say, as a wave. You may have also noticed that when I open these doors, sometimes the monsters will spawn inside them, and sometimes they'll just spawn as a wave from some of the unlit rooms. And again, all we want to do is just try to work the resource angle. I believe we also found a few other items, so let's check those out right now. Yeah, we found a 6 gun, which increases attack power, but only people who use guns can actually wield these, so for example Sarah can't. We'll put that on max right now, and there's also some kitchen gloves which apparently increase attack power, and I suppose we'll give both of those to max, give him 59 DPS, originally I think he had like 20 some, yeah 26. And now comes the leveling up process, seeing as that we already have almost 70 food, so we'll level up max 2 times. And yeah, his health goes up quite a bit, his DPS goes to 70. And for Saranuma's, her level ups are fairly cheap, only at 10 food per level up, or she starts out at 10 food per level up, and this is because overall, she's a very brittle character. And of course, being a roguelike, once you lose these guys, they are gone permanently. And we also gain a few abilities. Max gains the active skill Verbal Abuse. It has a 3-door cooldown, and it effectively buffs everybody's attack by a little bit and their defense by a whole bunch. Saranuma's gets this like sprint/runaway ability, and it does exactly what it says. So yeah, here's a wave attack. That's going to send out a wave. We're just going to move that into our turret array and let the turrets deal with it. And once they enter these rooms, our guys will bash them up and smack them down. Now, I don't know if you guys noticed this or not, but I can actually only issue these, our characters in order. Say, for example, go to this room, or, like, go into these rooms. I can't actually issue them orders, like, say, attack this guy, or things like that. It sort of has to play to the AI, so just bear in mind. I was watching a few videos about this game earlier, and I didn't notice that until I actually picked up a copy of the game. And over here I'm going to build one of these industry generators so that we can build a few more turrets inside the future, and overall industry is just a good thing to stack forward. Oh, perfect, we got a guard uniform. I'm actually going to give that to Sarah. Or, yeah, because that guard uniform increases defense by quite a bit, and it'll increase health by a lot. It doesn't do that much for, what's it called, movement. So, it looks like we found another hero here. We're gonna ignore them for now because we don't have enough food to recruit them. But in a bit, it looks like we have a fairly decent screen for today, so we can actually hire that hero as soon as we gain enough food. And again, we'll let the turret array do its thing. This hero will actually help us out by beating up some of the people inside this dungeon, but unfortunately, they're not very strong when you don't hire them. Or I think they start off as level 1 heroes, and as you saw there, that guy unfortunately met its end. Yeah, because the AI target assessment thing, where the target picking thing, will typically prioritize like NPCs like that. Then I think it's your heroes, then your modules, and finally your core over there. So well, it looks like we did a decent pass over here. I think it's time to move the core now, so let's do that. So we have time to level up Sarah 1 more level, so we'll do that. And now it's time to just sort of shimmy the core to the exit point over here. And how this works is that, like I said, I mean, the minute we pick up that energy core, the minute the enemies spawn like crazy. So you want to figure out what's a good way to power up these rooms and have a good setup to get your forces over there. So, how I think I'll do it is that I'll keep this early passage here just effectively powered up so that nothing spawns here. And inside some of the further tiles over here, we'll put down a stack of these energy prods, which will keep them at bay. Actually, I think I'll explore up here just slightly, so that we gain slightly more resources, because we do want to have enough industry to pluck down another one of these cores at the beginning of next round. So there we go. I think we're in a decent position, and as you can see here, she runs super fast. And later on she'll be really good at combat, but because she attacks really fast. Of course, that's when she's leveled up. And there we go, monsters are spawning. She moves much slower with the core, and we just want to continue as such. And as you can tell, I mean, like, once you move through these rooms with the core, it'll actually shut down the turrets inside that room too. So come on, let's go. Just want the turrets to hold up here, take out these guys. We're actually really close, so I'm just gonna make a run for it here. And the core is almost there. There we go, perfect. So that'll be 1 level down. And we get to keep whatever resources we have left, although we don't get to keep the dust, though. So yeah, that is sort of that. And we then begin on level 2, or floor 2. Now, with my strategy here of leveling up these heroes, I'd say that I can get up to like level or floor 3 decently well, but after that it's sort of based upon luck and based upon what random spawns come about. So, I mean, with that said, we'll see what I can do here, but I mean, this Let's Play will be just sort of based upon like a few chunks here and there, mainly due to the fact that, again, some of the things inside this game are, of course, determined by luck. Put a little turret just so that we have some help dealing with this spawn. Put down that industry generator instead of a food one, because I think industry is more critical for now. Power up these rooms, do a food generator here. And I think I'll do, yeah, just 1 more turret. And again, the process just really continues. Oh, perfect, found some items. There we go. And another guard uniform. That will give us a absolute ton of health. So this run's going pretty well so far. Our guys are tanky now. They have what they need for the most part, and they're starting to gain more food for those level ups too. Found some science, that's going to be useful for research. And what else is in here? Oh, perfect, another hero. For pretty cheap too. So yeah, we can hire this guy, so he'll join us. And who have we found? We found Strug, he looks like a melee person, yeah, melee spear-wielding hero. Yeah, high on DPS, high on health. This guy is sort of like, yeah, he's more or less just a fighter hero. So we'll level him up too, and we'll try to get everybody to level 3, I suppose. Found some more dudes in here, so we're gonna get rid of them. And yeah, you see here that, I mean, like, the person that we just picked up, he was able to stay inside the fight for so long, but Strunk, like, yeah, Sarah did just, like, sort of bleed out in no time. You know what? Seeing as how we have two perfectly good rooms here, I'm actually going to do 2 science generators, and my plan is always just to sort of hunker up like such. I'll get 2 people working those things, so then we can get 12 food per door, and we will really try to funnel food production like such. Now this guy is a little bit slower than, say, the other heroes though, which is a big downside to him. I'm gonna use Max's ability because this fight looks pretty damn hard. So there we go. This guy actually has this Last Supper ability. Gives everybody 25 attack power, huh? So again, really neat. Now, I don't have enough dust to power up any more rooms. I think I'll just open up this... Wait. I think I'll build down 2 more turrets here, because this is where I want to make my stand for these fights. And I'll just continue opening doors here. Found some more industry, perfect. And there. So now, you can also use food to heal up your guys. It's not only used to level up your people too. And we want to find a good balance between that. We want to find a balance so that, say we still level up our guys on a regular basis, but we want to make it so that we also have enough food left over to heal them. I'm gonna come over here. I think we researched a better turret, I know that. I swear we researched something else, but oh well. I think we'll research, let's see, this tear gas stuff, because this lowers the defense of enemy mobs by a half. Or actually no, let's get this dust field gem, which will increase our hit points inside our choke point rooms. So I'll do that, open up another room, found a cryo capsule, and those are a bit of a gamble. You can open them up for a bit of research, and effectively you pretty much have a chance of getting some other resource, or I want to say a hero for free, but again, really risky. It's more so of a gamble than anything. I'm just going to go back to opening these doors. I really like this Strog person, so I think I'll level him up again. He got Soylent Green, which will increase food for the amount of guys he kills, so I mean that works too. Actually, we can level up our guys a little bit more. Actually, I think I'll just level Strog up a little more because he's cheaper to level up. How are we doing on the research front over here? Yeah, so that's going. Another mob's gonna spawn. Our guys are gonna come over here. They're gonna defend. I'm gonna use Max's ability once again. And I think I'll power up this room so then we can throw down, say, 1 turret there. But I mean, overall, this plan is going pretty well so far, if I do say so myself. And of course we gain a free item here too. What did we get? Tool belt. What does that do? Unlocks repair, and it increases wit. So wit is the stuff that you use to repair with, and it's technically like the intelligence skill inside the game, although it really only affects the ability to repair objects, and it'll allow her to repair these modules like such. It's not really that big of a deal. The main thing is that the more wit you have, the more resources that you can actually produce with this operate skill. So we'll give her this belt, and I'll show you that in a second. So currently we produce 12 without the tool belt on Sarah. Once we put it on her, it'll produce 13. It adds a slight amount extra, but I mean, say, still, it's very helpful like that. Just open up this door too, it'll probably summon up a wave. Unlock Dust Gen, so that's good. There's also another one of these crystals here, and I think I'll get Auto Dock Shards, which will allow us to have a medic room. And because we have 2 of these artifact rooms, I can do 2 research things at one time. So I think I'll do the healing Auto Dock gem over there and the other gem over there. And again, opening more doors. Seeing what's here. A toxic cloud room. Those things aren't actually toxic to your heroes. It's more so just toxic to enemy units who so happen to lurk inside there, where it'll slow them down. It'll slow everybody down pretty much. So there. Well, it looks like there's